All right, back and my hair is a little wetter. It's remember it because yeah, it's pretty good, right? I need a haircut, but I'll you know I don't know when I'll do that. I cut my hair. I really should probably try to cut my own hair, but to do that I'd probably just like shave it. So yeah, so hello. I feel like that's my standard instruction. I was gonna go like with the hair thing, but anyway. So Saturday, happy Saturday to everyone watching this. It's interesting because it feels a little quieter, right? So how was my day? And let's get to why it feels quieter, maybe, right? So my day was good, right? I went to my town has a minor league baseball team, and I went to their like sort of spring opening. There's a park, right? So there's the stadium, and then there's a park. It's part of that, renovation that goes on in old towns. I live in an old town, so it's one of those things where they have the new park, and then they have like a little park, for like a park and a baseball park, right? So they did a little like festival there, and so I went there. I was actually going. I went stag. I was planning on my goal was to try to like maybe kind of approach people, but it didn't work. I mean, I kind of figured I would just like kind of check it out, and it was pretty fun. I got the what are they called? What did I get? What are they called? They're called like not the fried, something fried. It was fried. It was Friday, right? Friday. But but it was good. It was one of those things where, and I was wondering if I got tan or not, but I don't know. So yeah, frazzled. I'm kind of frazzled, maybe. Yeah, right. But then, so then I went and then I had to do an errand for one of my relatives who lives nearby, and so after they called me, and I was like, I was kind of just like chilling, hanging out, talking to the vending people, and I was like, oh yeah, how are you? It's the only score I got for today. And so then I went and I went to go do an errand for a relative, and it was the first time, right? And so that would be one of the questions of the day. I feel like I had. It's funny because I rode in silence. I was riding in silence. And that for me, right, I have to say, I'm the type of guy, right? Like when I ride in the car, part of the enjoyment of riding the car is listening. Listening to either, you can take your pick, right? You know, you know that calls to mind a song. No, but you take your pick, right? Because it's sort of like I can listen to sports radio, for example, right? I can listen to talk radio in general. I can listen to the great things called podcasts, right? I can listen to, preferably though. I mean, that's like sort of, I can listen to the sort of talking, but preferably I listen to music, right? I'm a music guy, right? And so, and it was funny because I think it was a combination of being like kind of worn out from the event and just kind of, just trying to mix things up, trying to be like, experimental or, adventurous, I guess. And so I rode for like, literally like, I'm pretty sure like, it's like 45 minutes. So I'm giving myself a pat on the back here, right? But because that's good for me, in other words, right? Obviously. But yeah, so it was like 45 minutes of silence, right? And I was thinking to myself about how this is what it must be like I mean, some people who don't like music, like, maybe some people who don't like music probably are. I feel like if you like music, it goes hand in hand with probably liking the drive. So so in other words, like, people who like to drive but don't like music, I feel like I'm catching them. But people who don't like to drive and don't like to listen to music, how do they do? What are their days like, right? I mean, I guess, like I said, the question of the day is like, when you guys drive, do you are you listening to music, or are you listening to podcasts, etc.? For me, I'm engrossed. And you know what's funny? So what was really funny about today, right? I guess I'm excited. I'm getting that spring fever energy, right? Minor league baseball, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. But what was really interesting, right? See, but we'll talk about this. No, but what was really interesting is that I actually feel like it hindered my driving performance. It's so weird because, and I don't know, because I was also sort of having I got the little not fried hot dog, and I took one with me, right? So I was in the process of eating one when I had to do the errand. So I so I was eating and I was driving, but I wasn't listening to anything. And I feel like I almost got into an accident. So whether it was because I was trying to multitask, right? Remember I tried to multitask the other day with the video and it didn't go as well as I expected. I think it's one of those things where I feel like it's a pretty we have solid evidence now that multitasking for me is one of those things that I probably overrate for myself, right? Figuring out, we're learning here, right? We're learning it. But anyway, what was I going to say? So the point is that it was really interesting because I feel like my driving performance was hindered, but I also feel like I was able to, sort of actually reflect, not like just spew into the camera reflections, and yeah, it was weird. I mean, I think it was one of those things where you do feel the quietness, right? There's a certain, because I mean, FYI, right? Just being honest here, I think that I've a general theme has been sort of the balance between outside influence and self influence, right? And the idea is that, well, if we're constantly, like, in other words, like, if we're overlooking toward the outside world, then we're going to overestimate its influence upon us. And it's sort of, in other words, like, the outside world doesn't have to have as much of an influence on you if you don't let it, right? At least that's what my therapist. I'm just kidding. I don't go. No, but I'm just kidding. But it's sort of like that's sort of the idea, right? And it was interesting because I really felt the quietness, even though it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was driving on a very beautiful day, right? I don't know if I feel like. Did I say I feel like a tan? Maybe I'm just red. I'm a red man, but yes, that was that. That was the day, and that was what I did, and that was kind of my moment of realizing just how the quietness is cool. You can really get a lot of reflecting in. At the same time, you do feel it, and especially now, like I feel the quietness now as I'm trying to do this recording. But yeah, so that was my day. It was pretty good. I was trying to think of, I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and now it escapes me at the moment. I think that it's funny because I guess let me just talk about this. So it's funny because obviously this is intended to be improvisational, right? So this is the way I do it, right? I guess I can kind of talk about this. But the way I do it is that I have I think of a general thing I want to talk about. I think of some things too, but I don't write them down, and I don't sort of rehearse them, right? And so I'll think of, I want to talk about this general thing, that'll be my 10 minutes. And the idea is to kind of expand upon it, right? So you sort of see, like, talk about silence, right? And then you kind of expand on what, how do you feel about silence? Do I like silence? Do I think silence is golden, or do I think silence is overrated, et cetera, et cetera? So that's what I generally do. And so it's interesting because what was I going to say? I guess you can lose your train of thought. It's very much, you have to have this sort of rapid fire, otherwise, like I said, like I'm trying to think of what I was going to say about that. So yeah, but yeah, these try to be improvisational, but sometimes it's like, I think that requires that sort of rapid fire, like, let me talk about this, like this talks about this. And I think if you don't, then I think, then I think it becomes difficult. And I think what you're seeing right now, so as we can kind of look at this in real time, right, on this video, you're seeing right now me probably not as fluid, because I do believe I spent the afternoon in the car kind of, or just just in general, after I got back, I was kind of just thinking there, and just like sitting there looking up at the apartment ceiling, right? What do you call that? I don't know what you call that stuff. I'd say I don't even know my words, right? It's kind of weird, but yeah, it is interesting. It is very interesting, and I think that it's stuff to think about, stuff to talk about. But for now, we did get to our quota. Hope everybody has a great Saturday night. I don't know what I'll do. I might be thinking about improvisational and staring up at the sky. I feel like there will be no clouds, so If anybody wants to, sort of come look at the stars with me, I'm just kidding. Anyway, have a good one. All right, bye.